Emrana NPP ebe tumino omoka ensemble efa former president John Dramani Mahama na omonsembia omeretu dana se eye mistakes anase enema former president John Dramani Mahama eye ya wanya ni yeno Sagana for yaje omotum na yato apamoma omobetra Ghana akonya kese so a enya dia ombe repeat ASR mistakes no ya granted Kennedy akomprekon e Japan interview e was TV na yebisa na se NPP moka ensemble anase mo ye promises bebre promises na ebini said the fight against corruption mo repeat ni former president John Dramani Mahama na me peso be kan hone yakoti ensema Kennedy akomprekon e Japan eka Kennedy akomprekon e Japan ankasa a expose on one party na wa utimoze we enye NDC ni na eka anasa we free and chain baby Kennedy akomprekon ankasa na what true fire ama president Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and afin so no people around him me person be come hone yakoti ensema Kennedy akomprekon e Japan edituda Sky Ghana TV say we new to the channel subscribe to channel no like video no na share wadwen e comment section ho and don't forget say we be share ama union so ensa akabe yentie sane Kennedy akomprekon e Japan e kan ensem
hopeful of the new patriotic party your party and I remember you vividly at Manchagbona when you introduced this whole Woyome. In fact, Woyome's problem was started by you at Manchagbona, right. When you quoted what the Auditor General report and it became a song, Woyome, all of that. You didn't win 2012, but eventually you managed to tag the Mahama government as corrupt. The government you are in now, or the party that is from the government, is a party you belong to. You are campaigning against corruption. The president who leads this government has been tagged by no less a person than the man he appointed as special prosecutor, Martin Amidu. Martin Amidu described the president as a mother serpent of corruption. You are in this party and in this government. What do you make of the Akufo-Addo government's fight against corruption?
To be frank with you, whatever we said during the campaign, we've not been able to do it. Fighting corruption. But I'll give him benefit of the doubt because there are so many cases that have gone to court and manipulations and maliciations and whatever. None of them. They've not even completed about 5 of them. So Ghanaians are impatient. And because of that, people are doing things with impunity. But when we are blaming the president, you should blame the judiciary too.
How?
Because of delays. Because of delays.
The Attorney General succeeded in daily prosecutions for your colleague from Asin North. If the government is committed and the president himself is committed, they would have gotten these cases to, don't you think?
Well, you know, let me give you this example. Opuni. Opuni.
Cocoa board.
Yeah, cocoa board. Right from 2017, we're in 2023. How many years now?
6.
Right. Nothing has been done. But even the reference you just made, you see, when the president also made a mistake to comment on whatever he preempted the judgment. You see how people also lashed him. So we allowed the judiciary to work and everything. I agree with you that the Attorney General is expediting it. It doesn't mean the judge. Attorney General can push the judge to take a decision and say that within 2 days he should give judgment. No. I am not condoning to anything, but what I'm saying is judiciary is part of the problem. The government is also part of the problem. So you cannot accuse only the government. At least he has set example of, you know, sending cases to the court. And I've given you one example where 6 years, nothing has been done and all those things.
But you knew this and yet you attacked John Mahama. At least he has jailed, and I'm not using him being the one who jailed, but jailed some of his officers when he was in office. You haven't done that. In fact, your president has been, and I'm using your president here to mean the NPP-led, but I mean he's our president, has been described as a clearing agent. I'm sure you have seen that and heard that. It means that he's not interested in fighting corruption. And for his special prosecutor to say he was mother serpent of corruption, that means he's the hen that sits on the eggs of corruption in this country. That's a problem. For a party that told us you're coming to remove corrupt Mahama and all his people and fix Ghana, we are not seeing that.
The internet doesn't lie. Former President John Dramani Mahama Ede Nsembe Tuja. Emra Ghana for Eto Abatiano, and I say Ghana for Eto Abama. This current government, NPP government, in year back 2016. Mahama Ede Nguguno or the Nsembe Tuja. I'm a person of the Cameroon. Nayakoti Nsema former President John Dramani Mahama Ede Tuja. Ansana Yatoa Kennedy Akompre Kon Ejapon. Nefaya Watru Ama NPP Neso.
It has been without a doubt one of the most tremendous privileges of my life to serve this great nation as president and to work on behalf of all Ghanaians. I will leave it to history to be the judge of my time and contributions while in that highest office. I leave it to history to be the judge of my time and contributions while in that highest office.
You see, the problem here is that before this, whatever we said, I think we made a mistake by not changing the mindset and conscientizing Ghanaians. Because if we want to fight corruption in this country, whatever decision that you are coming out, Ghanaians should be your partners. Partners in the sense that you should educate Ghanaians to let them know that this has gone wrong and we have to correct it. If we don't, it is not good for our country. It is not good for development. If not, even we politicians, especially our accused the parliament, we take entrenched position. If it's MPP, you see all MPP members of parliament supporting. If it is NDC, you see NDC members of parliament supporting. When it happens like that, it makes it difficult to fight corruption. You know very well that what this individual has done is not good for the country. He's been taken to court. He has not even been jailed. And right there you see interference. That is a problem. It's part of it. So I think if we really want to fight corruption, I will tell you that those who say that, oh, this man is corrupt, this woman is corrupt, naturally, almost everybody in this country, we are all corrupt. You know why? Because right from our inception, when we were born, our culture alone, the children, what they see at home, it becomes an imprint in the brain. And they think they are doing the right thing. It is only few that come out and realize what my parents were doing
it's not right.
Yeah, was not right for the country. So when we are talking of corruption, we are all corrupt.
Okay.
So for us to change Ghana and eliminate or reduce, I would say reduce, because everywhere in the world, some people are corrupt. They avoid taxes and all those things. So I think to reduce corruption in this country, we have to educate every Ghanaian. Every Ghanaian should be a partner to the government, so that we begin to teach them, advise them, and let them know that even if you go to work and you're supposed to start at 8 and you go at 10, it's against the normal time that we have to go.
So that's also corruption.
Yeah,
corruption
also,
of morals and all of
right,
that.
all those things. So
I googled your name and added corruption. Lots of headlines. I'm just going to read two for you. The first one says, Kenejepon vows to commit suicide if Mahama is not jailed. This is Ibrahim Mahama. This was 2017. Speaking on Addo TV, Maverick politician said, quote, I will take in poison and kill myself if Ibrahim Mahama is not jailed, unquote. He should watch and hear me well. I'll take in poison and die if Ibrahim is not jailed. This was because you thought he was corrupt. 6 years on.
he is corrupt.
But he has not gone to jail. 6 years on.
No, let me tell you. You see why I blame the judges and everything? Ibrahim Mahama, okay, was clearing all his machines without paying taxes, duties.
That's an allegation.
I took him on, and he went and paid 14 million. You didn't hear. A good journalist like you didn't hear.
I did.
That's where I have a problem. If you did, indeed, you would not even make this statement.
But so that is why.
And let me tell you, the culture. What I talk about culture. Some big chiefs, some big politicians were begging on his behalf. And now he gets the moral right even to make such a statement.
Do you not think you gave him the chance? Because if you tagged him as corrupt, and
But
now,
he's corrupt. I've given you one example where he didn't
so
pay
my point
the
is that
duties.
if you tagged him as corrupt, now you come and your record isn't that better. It means you gave him the moral high ground to make the comments against
How?
you. And
Have I been charged of corruption?
not yet.
Yeah, so it's not me personally.
Okay. Okay. There's another story. I have corruption evidence that can destroy NPP, Kennedy Japan. This was 1 year ago. You are condoning and using corruption as a blackmail tool? You want to be
My
president?
brother, I have a problem. With all due respect,
Yes.
sometimes the words you journalists use, I've told you earlier on that if Ghana is going to burn, it will come from journalists and because of misreporting. Because of misreporting.
But there's a quote here. Let me read
What
it
is
for
the
you and tell
quote?
me if you didn't say this. Claiming that the MPP's Director of Communication, Mr. Yabobian Samoa, has been speaking disparagingly about him, Kennedy Japan warned that, quote, if NPP folks dare me, I swear God, I will release an Anas video, unquote, he filmed in Chi. You didn't say this.
And you see the announced video I'm talking about, you see when he released just a portion of it, the Minister of Finance was sacked.
So it means you have evidence that there's corruption in the government and you are sitting on it. You didn't
I
go
have-
to OSP?
I took it to court. That is why announced to the judge found him guilty.
Okay,
Because you know what? I gave the evidence to him to prove. This announced example, honestly, is entrapment. It doesn't mean because the way he entrapped those people, they made a mistake. If I show you the videos, they are here. If I show you, you see that he entrapped them. But I was saying that if I should come out and show all these videos without even giving you background of it, because we all consume information, the way they see it, they will think that NPP is corrupt and it will collapse the government.
So it's not as if the government was corrupt, you have the filler, but you are keeping it under your pillow. That's not what it meant.
I was not keeping it under my pillow because I presented it to the court. So how would you say that?
Very well.
The moment you take it to court, it's public.
And then it goes for it.
Right.
The president you campaigned for, he
Right.
extolled Anas's virtues and said he was going to use the Anas model in his fight against corruption.
Yeah.
Yet you don't agree with Anas.
Let me tell you something. Today, I want you to go and interview President Akufo-Addo. And if you make that statement again,
you think he has recanted?
of course, yes, because I've given enough evidence. And I know for sure, after watching the video where he sacked Edubuahin, I know he has regretted. Because they all saw the video and it was completely entrapment. You see? So those like
So you don't agree with that principle?
No, so Obama came here and all of us were believing in Anas because of the way. But when I started criticizing his modus operandi and videos started coming to, I have a lot of videos on Anas, evidence. Then I realized it was, it was complete entrapment. Not that the people were corrupt.
So